Minister of Finance and Mass Media Mangala Samaraveera says former President Mahinda Rajapaksa was given freedom because of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The Finance Minister made revelations about the hidden relationship between the Prime Minister and the former President at an event in Mathura today.
If he hadn't won, Mahinda Rajapaksa will never be able to go overseas. He will be arrested if he did. Mahinda Rajapaksa should actually light a lamp and worship Ranil Wickremesinghe every day. If he likes, he can even hang my picture next to the Prime Minister's picture and worship, because it was us who saved him from becoming an international assassinator.
Ministers and MPs of the incumbent government charged that a large sum of money was misappropriated and deposited in foreign countries during Mahinda Rajapaksa's regime. Although it was assured the money will be brought back to the country, the government has not been able to recover any money.
If the country was developed with the loans that were obtained, our country should be in a better place now. I'm ashamed by the statement made by the Minister of Finance in the country. He has been a minister for years now. He said that he will not allow ministers and MPs to bring in fancy imported vehicles. But what's the point? The ministers have already brought the vehicles they want to the country. The ministers are in the final stage of their tenure. All the newly appointed ministers bought the vehicles they wanted and the finance ministry let them. Now the finance minister says he will stop. But it's too late now because the horse has bolted already. The economy will not collapse just because the rupee depreciated. It will only be better. The rupee depreciated by 12 rupees in 2012 when Mahinda Rajapaksa was the finance minister. He took $4.1 billion from the reserves to stop it, even after the rupee depreciated by 12%. During the previous budget, in order to fulfill an election promise, we reduced the prices of vehicles. Then, suddenly we had a large number of vehicles coming into the country. More than 25,000 1000cc vehicles were brought into the country. Some go around telling they don't have money. But when you see the number of vehicles at the customs, you won't think that people don't have money. The people of this country are obsessed with vehicles. Don't get angry. I'm making a request from the state sector. Only for 6 months, we request you not to open LCs for vehicle permits.
The citizens of this country are welcome to hold their own opinion about the relationship between the former president and the Prime Minister, based on the statement made by the Finance Minister. Meanwhile, addressing an event today, Minister Sagala Ratnayaka said increasing the living standards of the people is a challenge.
The problem is salaries of the state sector employees increased. Then the income earned increased. The revenue of our country also increased. With the higher salaries, the country also develops. Those who travelled in bicycles are now using motorbikes. Those who travelled in motorbikes have bought either a three-wheeler or a small car. The people develop when the country develops. These are not bad things. What we are saying is these are good things, but we will have to go through a struggle. Don't panic and don't think this is a bad time period. The Prime Minister is going from village to village saying the economy should be strengthened. He only thought of strengthening the economy 3 years later. The economy has collapsed and everyone thought the Prime Minister was an economic expert. They now want them to have 100% margin when importing vehicles. The businesses will collapse and the financial institutions that lend money will also go bankrupt. The Prime Minister has destroyed the country and the economy just like he ruined the UNP. For 3.5 years, the media in this country, including Newsfirst, pointed out the inconsiderate economic policies of the government would move the country towards a serious financial crisis. On many occasions, the experts in the country issued warning signs to the government, highlighting the country's future would be in darkness because of the incumbent government's corruption and misappropriation and its biased decisions. Today, it is clearly evident before our very own eyes. Why is it that politicians in the country do not see the present economic crisis is the direct result of the impact caused to the country's economy by the central bank treasury bond scam in February 2015? When we exposed the central bank treasury bond scam in 2015, we were accused of becoming anti-Ranil. We were labelled as those against the United National Party. At the time, we stressed the corruption committed would impact the people one day in the future, and we said so because we understand the suffering of the people. The exact losses caused to the country from the central bank treasury bond scam is yet to be determined. Many of those involved in politics in Sri Lanka have forgotten it is the innocent people of this country who have to pay the price for the arbitrary decisions and policies taken by the Prime Minister and his group of friends on the economy that was only beneficial to them and harmful to the country. The elephant runs wild when it is starving. Similarly, the people too one day will respond when they cannot bear the economic burden anymore. No one can say how strong and powerful that response would be. The day the people respond to the politicians is not far away.